And we are live, everybody, for our very first Big Brother 16 postseason interviews with, you all know, one of my favorites for the season. I'm not going to tell you who it is. First, I'm going to say, you guys know the deal. You can follow me over on Twitter. I'm at Reality Recaps. And who's here with me, John?
Hey guys, John Richardson here. So excited. We've talked to Tim. Now we get to talk to Christine. Both of them together. I'm so excited. You can follow me at Comedy Jonah.
Go ahead, guys.
Well, I'm Tim. You can follow me at Tim Stinks on Twitter.
Hi, I'm Christine. You can follow me at Steen Stinks. We have a married joint account. It's S-T-I-N-E, Stinks.
There you go.
Yeah, we have a YouTube channel that has one video on it. We'll be putting in the next couple of weeks. But it's just youtube.com/Tim and Steen. That's the official URL.
Exactly, and the links, you guys know, will be below on the edited version out tomorrow or on the screen, so you can just click, go right to their page. Of course, you guys need to subscribe to their new YouTube channel, and while you're subscribing, subscribe to ours. Thumbs up. It really helps support our shows, and it gets those other pesky Big Brother 16 people who aren't answering us to come on the show. Okay. Looking at you, Derek.
Looking at you, Joey girl.
Wearing your shirt all season, talking about us, which I think that's the way we need to start, Christine. I heard you in the Big Brother house. Derek, you guys were like, oh, we could do shows like Reality Recaps, we could do our own channel, and then we're going to blow them out of the water. And then I was like, what?
I'm so sorry. I didn't know you guys. I was like, yeah, let's do it. All right. And now I promise we won't. Or at least you can hate him. I'm not doing it.
You can go ahead and do it, Christine.
Yeah.
McCrae and Spencer already have. Love them both. Love you guys. Love my McCrae and Spencer. So, Christine, how have you been since we've last seen you on Big Brother?
You know, it's a lot harder readjusting to real life than I thought it was going to be. My head is sincerely still spinning, and you know, you come out to booze, and then I have to deal with all the repercussions, and it has been very interesting.
Well, let's talk about the booze then. For everyone that doesn't know, there was lots of controversy about these boos. Some people were saying it had to do with how you were perceived to be with Cody on the show. Other people, which we're going to get into, other people said it was because Victoria and those other, like Nicole's families were in the audience and they felt you were behind her leaving. So maybe that's why there were these boos. What do you feel the reason was behind these boos?
After coming out, I think it had a lot to do with the whole Cody situation and a lot to do with how I talked about people in the house. You know, I didn't say the best words, and also about me not working with Donnie and Nicole. Like, people are actually pissed at me about that.
Oh, tell me about it. Not you. I was not. Tim knows. I went on a 10-minute anti-Donnie rant on the show we did with Tim. Yeah, people, we'll get to Donnie. Problem with how you spoke on the show. My question to them is, did you watch last season? Christine not flipping beds, telling Julie Chen to go eat rice.
Okay.
She's like playing the game.
I mean, yes, I talked a lot of crap, and I do regret some of the things I said about, like, Amber and Brittany and stuff, but golly gee, I didn't think I was as bad as some of the other things, which I was not judging them for anything, because that house makes you go bonkers, but geez Louise.
Yeah, people are ridiculous. And I mean, to that point, well, first let me say, hi everybody watching. If you guys want to tweet your questions right now for Christine, you can tweet us with hashtag YRRLive or Tim. We have to get to Tim too, because I feel like he's been an integral part of this season. It's like playing along with you. We'll get to that. Or comment below if you're watching on the YouTube page. Now, look, here's my feelings, and then I think I'll let John add on, and then hear what you have to say, Christine. Here's my problem with the way you were perceived this season. A, I think you were playing a game. It was your strategy to be flirty with Cody. Cody seems like a flirty guy, too, and it was your strategy. Tim sees okay with it. It's nobody else's business, number one. But why everybody else is hating you but not Cody, I feel like is such a hypocrisy on, like, the state of America. Comedic recaps. But I'm just saying it's ridiculous that you're getting the hate, but Cody's not, because Cody's like the all-American boy. Everybody loves him. He's so hot. Including me, I'm wearing your underwear. So
well, I think, too, it's not just that. I mean, Cody's technically, I guess, single. Christine was married. But I think when I watched the feeds and the shows and stuff with Christine, I think, you know, you had such a strong fan base, and then once you got into the alliance with the guys and you were straying away from Nicole, mostly Nicole, I think that's when people were like, what? And then people would come to you and say, hey, Nicole said this about you, and then instead of going like, hey, Nicole, like, what's happening, girl? What's going on? You just went, oh, stab me right in the back kind of thing. I think that's when...
Well, also, gosh, there's so many things that we just talked about.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. Start with Cody. Start with Cody.
Start with Cody.
Then move on to the Nicole thing. There absolutely is a double standard when it comes to gender with the whole Big Brother thing. Even, like, trash talking. There were men in the house that I was with that said things that I said as well, and nobody cares. And and I'm not excusing what I said. I'm just saying other people said it, and they completely forget about it. They hate me, so they're going to hold on to all that I said. But so there is a double standard when it comes to that. And I mean, I don't think neither Cody nor I should be getting any hate. But you know, it's just frustrating. So I wouldn't wish hate upon him just because, you know, I'm getting hate. But it definitely is. It kind of feels like a double standard. And you know, maybe I did some dumb stuff. Sorry, but it was. I was playing a game, and I sincerely thought that that was a good strategy at the time because he was flirting with every other girl, and I was like, if I'm the outcast girl, that is so easy to become a target just by that. Like, you can become a target anyway. And so I thought that that would be a way that I would become a target. And then we became very good friends.
And look at what's-her-face that I can never remember who I didn't really care for. The mom. The soccer mom. Kicked the soccer balls in. Her.
Brittany.
Brittany, whatever. She didn't, oh, sorry, Brittany. She didn't flirt with Cody. And then that's all she was like. She felt that she was kind of out because of that. So I can see that factoring a little bit into the game. Plus, again, and I'm sorry, you weren't. Sorry, Tim. You weren't having sex with Cody. You weren't touching him inappropriately. You weren't doing anything.
But no fluids were exchanged. Not here, not here, nothing. Nothing was exchanged.
Thank you. Yes, no fluids were exchanged.
It was like
we were watching with binoculars, Christine. We were watching with binoculars on the beach.
It was like a holding hand. Ooh, Cody, you're kind of dumb and hot. Love
look
you.
At your hair. Oh, look at your hair. Look at your hair. Okay. Yeah, big deal.
Right.
I've gone farther with my mom. I mean, come on.
Seriously.
I was going to say, I was like, I feel my mom's arm like that when I'm watching a movie.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. And even to that point, how many pictures, although it's not like I can't say Frankie's not hated, how many pictures do we have with, like, Frankie literally with his hands up the guy's pants? But I don't see people in... I guess I do, because it seems like everybody's hating Frankie these days. But we'll get to that. So, yeah, I mean, there you go. I say double standard is ridiculous. And, I mean, I'll also say this. Frankie was hated. Obviously, Christine, you're not so much being loved at the moment. But yet, look at you and Frankie. You two are the ones interacting with all of the fans. I don't see Derek, Jocasta, Cody. I don't see any of them on Twitter interacting with fans. It's all such hypocrisy and double standard, and I won't stand for it, and everyone has to love Christine because we do.
Thank you. Me and Frankie were actually texting today, like, hey, because I was like, oh, the DR's hurt. I watched a little bit of a segment. I was like, ooh, watching people's DRs, that's so awkward. And he was like, just remember that wasn't me in the house. And I was like, just remember that wasn't wholeheartedly me either. We were playing a game. That's not like, I promise I'm not the devil. Just...
Exactly. You're playing a game. And I get it. I don't think people realize when they watch the show, when they watch the live feed, is so wrapped up in like, no, we're watching them in their real lives. This is how they would act in their real lives. No, it's not, everybody.
No.
No.
Because in your real life, you would be with Tim, and we would get to know Tim in the house, right?
Exactly. Hello.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think it's whatever. It's total double standard. But okay, let's talk a little bit about Nicole for a second, because I get also that the tide kind of turned against you a little when people felt like you turned against Nicole. So, what was your thought process behind that? Do you feel you turned against Nicole, or like what were your reasons behind it?
Yeah.
So I found out that everything I was saying, she was telling to Cody and Derek. So at that point, I didn't feel like I could trust her because, I just felt like I couldn't trust her. I was like, whoa, I can't talk to her anymore because she's telling everybody what I said. And so, she left and then, okay, I backstabbed her first. That was the first time.
Oh, wait.
So good game move, and Gad.
Okay. Let me explain what happened. I had six men each come up to me and tell me, if you do not put Nicole on the block, you are next. Why in the world would I not put Nicole up if I have 6 men coming after me? Honestly, if I didn't put her on the block, cool. Nicole's the only person that's fighting for HOH for me, and I have complete faith in her, but that I bought myself a couple more weeks by doing it, and I love her to death, and it's a game, people. I do apologize, and my speech was for TV, okay, you guys. I apologized to her after. I was trying to have fun and be feisty, because at that point, I knew I was going to be the villain, so I was like, let's roll with it.
On behalf of...
You on
ahead,
TV?
John.
You on TV, Christine? Okay.
I might just, no, I'll leave it in. I'm not editing it. I just want to say, on behalf of Christine, she has no reason to apologize.
No.
Zero for playing. Do people not realize that if I played this game, I would seriously walk in there and be like, I'm a diabetic. Your whole gluten thing, Christine, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Everybody needs to have the gluten allergy now. Like, no slop for you. I would be like, I have diabetes. My mother just died. My arm fell off. I'm Native American. I'll steal John's. All of it. And start splitting your throats left and right as I go through that house.
Yeah.
Because it's a game.
It's a game.
Erica said worse things to me on a recap. Okay, so people need to lighten up.
True. It's true. Okay, Christine, let's bring up a question for you right off the bat. And it is from D. Schwomi, who says, it's not specifically for you, but I think you might have a little more insight. How did no one see how Derek was purposely pulling Victoria along to be his potential final 2?
Wow.
So did you notice, were you on to Derek dragging Victoria along?
I did. Once I had a conversation with him once that I was like, dude, the whole jury hates me, and if you don't bring me, you're not winning. I told him that, which I obviously didn't know what he was doing at the time. And so, and then that's when I kind of realized, shoot, if I don't get Victoria out or Frankie doesn't get Victoria out, Victoria's going to the end because Derek is taking that girl because, quite honestly, she couldn't. So it was kind of like, if there was 6 people playing and Victoria was one of them, it's kind of like 5 people playing because you knew who you were. I'm not trying to be mean, but it's true, So that's when I realized, like, shoot, I'm in trouble. Derek's going to take Victoria.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was honestly pulling a little bit for Victoria there at the end. Honestly, did she play a good game? No, but I was pulling for a little bit because
Why? You're a dildo, Eric. No.
oh
What?
oh
What was, no,
oh
no, 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 no. What was scary at the finale is there was a chance Victoria was going to be second and would have won something. Like, I was sweating. No.
Oh, that is so
I,
good.
maybe that's why Derek doesn't want to come on the show. Because on our last show, I believe I said, and I quote, I kind of want Cody to take Victoria so that Derek has to leave, and everything he did was for nothing, and I could watch the life drain out of his eyes.
Oh, that would have been insane.
Yeah. I'm a little evil. I'm a little bit evil like that. But, nope, Derek won. Do you feel like Derek should have won looking back? I mean, obviously you voted for him. I found it interesting watching your interview with Jeff. I don't know how much of the season you've watched back so far, but during that double elimination and like you went in the room to Derek and everybody's plotting against you and you kind of have no idea. Derek did that because he thought you were coming after him. And I was blown away to see you were not at all in the Jeff interview.
I literally, not a bone in my body was going after Derek or Cody. I would have never put them up, anything. So it surprises me that they didn't trust me. I was like, you guys, I literally was never coming after either of you. So, I mean, obviously it didn't matter that they got me out because they still both got to the end. But even if it was me, they probably would have made it to the end too. But it's crazy.
They are. They're crazy. Tim?
Yeah.
I feel we're not talking to you enough.
Timothy, how are you? What's going on? What's happening right here?
How are the earlobes?
The lobes are good.
Okay.
Check them out.
I'm looking.
Look at those, yeah.
They're good.
Yeah, you know, stretchy,
it.
gross looking as per usual.
How has it been having Christine back in your life, as if I have to ask?
Fantastic. It's been great. It's been really awesome.
Aww.
We saw that you guys I saw your video on Twitter that someone filmed of you guys. You got like a new, it was you guys kissing, I think.
You're smooching. Yeah, our friend Travis Williams took some photos for us, and our other friend JJ like filmed us getting pictures taken. That's what.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
We're famous. No, we're not famous. No, they're good friends of ours. So they were.
Both wall pictures. No, just kidding.
Of me.
Poster signs. Here is a question that we have gotten from a ton of people because Big Brother did not really focus a lot on it on the show. And now, of course, a whole slew just came in. Okay, here we go. From Janice Sidaris, I'm going to say. How was the reaction to Frankie when he came in the jury?
Oh, yeah, that's weird. You guys didn't see it, huh?
No, we didn't. So then let me say this. We didn't see it, but if you had to guess on what the reactions were as a guess, what would your guess be?
Or Tim should be you and you be Frankie.
Oh, God.
Or vice versa. Or vice versa. Role play. Okay, so Tim's going to come in, hey, guys. And Christine, what was the reaction?
Yeah.
Hang on, what was the Frankie thing that he would do? What was it?
I think I literally went, oh my gosh, Cody and Derek are going to win. I thought that button, because I saw the button in the double eviction, I thought that button was going to help Frankie because I knew they were going to go after him next. So I assumed he was on the block, button got pressed, someone else was coming in. And it was him. And honestly, I wanted him to go farther. I mean, looking back now, I don't really care. But at the moment, I wanted him to go farther because he won a lot of competitions. But so we were all shocked to see him, and we were like, oh my God. That's what it was like.
So he was welcome. There really wasn't any, everybody was kind of cool with him coming into the jury house. It wasn't, the awkward entrance that you got or that we saw that you got at all. It was fine.
No, yeah, his was a lot more. Everyone wanted him, even though some people may not have liked him, we wanted him to go farther because he was a good competitor. So.
Yeah. How can you talk any more about what it was like when you went into the jury? Like what we saw that you didn't seem to really get a warm welcome. Now, was that really how it was, or was it fine like 10 seconds later?
Honestly, as soon as the cameras left, we had a big pool party, and everyone was extremely nice and welcoming to me, and the rest of the time in the jury house was very fun, and I was very grateful because I was like, this is going to be the worst 2 weeks of my life, and thank God Donnie was nice to me, Nicole, Hayden, they were all so nice to me. It was good.
What is your relationship now with Donnie? I know that we have a lot of questions, or everyone wants to know, why did you hate Donnie? Why was your problem with Donnie? Other than you're playing a game and have to beat Donnie. But go ahead, I'll let you answer it.
Yes, I had to beat Donnie. There were some comments made that apparently people didn't really hear that just rubbed me the wrong way that he would say, and that's all I'm going to say, really. He would just make comments that really rubbed me the wrong way, and I didn't trust him at all. And so I was like, I got to get this guy out. He's not even talking to game with us and stuff. And so we did hang out a lot in the jury house, actually, me, him, and Zach. And so we built a better relationship there.
Yeah, I mean,
Better.
for me as a fan of the show, I think this isn't a surprise, and I hope Donnie will come on. I hope Donnie will talk to us. I feel like as a viewer, Donnie was great. He was, has a big heart. He's a great guy, all American, like loved it. That has no place in Big Brother. He was antisocial. He was passive-aggressive all the time. It was always, I go to sleep early, but why doesn't anybody talk to me or like me in this house? We all wake up at 6 o'clock. Donnie's like, oh, you've been up for 2 hours.
I love the scenes, too, where he's on his side talking, blinking. Oh, I just out there talking some more. And it's like, why aren't you?
You watched the show, Donnie. You claim to be a super fan. I don't know why you're surprised. Even Julie Chen was done with him. Like, he started doing his passive... He started doing his passive-aggressive to her. I think I'm going to get fired, Julie. Julie's like, you're going to be fine, Donnie. Fine. Here's a soap opera. Shut up. Soap opera.
He would complain that nobody was going up to him and talking game, and I was like, boo, I already got 8 alliances. I'm not going to go talk to you. You can come talk to me. I'm set. I don't need to go talk to you.
It's true. It's true. Sonny. Now, Donnie was still in the house when Nicole came back in, right? When Nicole got back in, Donnie was still in. So, another question. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Our chat is crashing because y'all have a million questions for Christine. I'm going to say maybe it was Exotic Latina who asked, why didn't you kind of try and grab Nicole, Donnie, even though we know the answer, why didn't you try and rally them together and start working with them once Nicole came back in?
At that point, I didn't really feel like I could trust Nicole anymore because of the whole, she was telling Cody and Derek everything I said. And so I didn't feel like I could trust her anymore. And, I mean, we tried it. I mean, she came back, we both won HOH. And then, that whole backdoor, or gosh, what happened at that point? This is confusing, you guys. I don't even remember what happened. She came back, and we didn't trust each other anymore. So as much as I love her as a person, it just wouldn't have worked out. And don't know how much I could have trusted Donnie either. It just didn't feel very secure.
I wouldn't have trusted Donnie either.
I would have done the same thing you did.
Robin Brown wants to know, during your interview with Jeff, you thought Frankie was running the house. What was said or done in jury to make you realize it was actually Derek running the house?
Every time we cross-referenced anything in the jury house, like, Nicole, well, so-and-so, Derek said this. She goes, did not say that. And she would go, well, Derek said this about you. And I was like, did not say that. And that was with Donnie, Zach, everybody. we all started cross-referencing things and realized every single lie was out of Derek's mouth. And that's when I knew that he had been running everything. And Hayden realized that it was Derek and Cody that really got him out, not me and Frankie. And so it was like, oh my gosh, this guy was a silent killer.
He was. It was the best game ever. I mean, he killed all the drama and the excitement for the season, but that's the risk you run when you have a genius mastermind playing the game. Not a question, but just love for you guys from Jaded Peach Colleen, who says, nice to finally see BB16, Tim and Christine live together for the first time for me. Love.
Yay.
And she was one of the people who actually transcribed you guys for us 24/7 all summer long. We were like updating on Twitter 24/7 with our other dedicated Twitter account. But yeah, so she loved you. She's a huge fan of you guys.
I like her.
Yes, who doesn't? Big Brother 11 Eric says, when Frankie didn't use the veto on you, Christine, did you know that you were going home?
I knew I was going home the minute I was put on the block. I knew that if I did not win that veto, I was out. And so I was like, oh, and I knew Frankie was my main competition, and he won the maze. But no, girl, when Derek said, Christine, go have a seat, I was like, well, I'm going home today. Sucks.
Was there any part of you, and don't get me wrong, I think, Christine, you and I have very similar personalities. I don't know that I would really be as brave. I don't think I would be able to put forth the strategy I say on this show because I care too much what people think in person. However, on your double elimination show, I was on Twitter and I was like, if I was Christine, I wouldn't have left that room. I would have been like, no, Derek, you can't be alone with anybody. And I would have stood right next to him. Like, the thought of that ever come into your mind, like, maybe I shouldn't leave Derek alone to talk to these people. If he says I'm cool, why would I be alone? Like, why do I need to leave him alone? Or no, you felt it.
Yeah, it was. Frankie got the veto. None of the guys even let me and Victoria talk to him anyway. So they were smart. They bullied their way to not let me or Victoria do anything. And so I didn't even get a chance to talk to Frankie. And I don't even know what I would have said. Now I have a trillion things I think I could have said in order for him to use it on me. But at the moment, I couldn't think of a single thing. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going home. And I couldn't think of anything.
All right, I've got a great question in our chat room on our website at yourrealityrecaps.com. Chris, this is a great one from Burn This on Twitter. Says, Christine, didn't you think it was unfair advantage for Derek to be an undercover cop? What do you think of that? What do you think of that?
Honestly, Donnie would say it was unfair advantage for Frankie to be a Broadway dancer because he was like light on his toes or everything. And he said out there. So I don't, honestly, going into Big Brother, I don't think there really is an unfair advantage. You can be whatever you are. If you're a private investigator, try on Big Brother because you're probably dang good at it, and it's true. And so I don't think any career choice was an unfair. I mean, Frankie being Ariana's sister and people being distracted by glitter and forgetting all his lies was a little frustrating, but
well, we all saw the Team America thing, how it came out with the play that the Broadway dancer thing didn't pay off. No, I'm kidding.
No, that's such a stupid thing to do.
It was so stupid. And like, here's the thing. I know John is not the biggest Frankie fan. I do actually like Frankie, and my whole thing is always how I will defend all of you Big Brother players. Yes, it was not at all fair to all of you to put in somebody into the house that can pretty much wipe you out in any vote. My personal opinion, I think he probably did win America's Favorite Player, but CBS was like, well, we gotta knock down that drama, just the way I don't think he was picked last for America's Favorite Player either. However, I don't hate Frankie for using Ariana Grande in the game. Like, he didn't cast the show, so he's using his tool.
Yes, I'm saying I was frustrated that he had glitter that the other house guests were fascinated by. Like, that was their fault for being like, oh my gosh, he's Ariana's brother. Oh my gosh, I'll forget every time you ever lied to me. And I was sitting there like, Excuse me, this is Big Brother. I don't care who your sister is, to be honest. You're gonna screw me over, I'll put you out.
That was one of my favorite scenes on the live feed. It's like there's literally Caleb, like, where am I? Then there's Victoria, and she's screaming her brains out on the couch. And then there's you, and you're just kind of like, okay. And then Nicole has lost it. Nicole is like, Eric hates me. Eric hates me. I put a bar on her. Yes, Nicole, none of us knew who she was before the season started. Like, we really did. I mean, sure, the Disney people did. But if people are being honest, a lot of, like, we're gay. We get pop music.
As gay as you can get, yeah.
I didn't really know who she was until the season started.
And then all of a sudden her songs were in my head. It was like an alien invasion, right? Like, and once I realized who she was, then it took over.
It's true.
The songs, everything, yeah.
I didn't really know who she was. I mean, I had heard him listen to her song once, and so that's the only time I'd ever heard her name. I'm such a super fan that I sincerely didn't go there to meet celebrities or their siblings or anything. I went there to meet Frankie as a band. I didn't care who he was related to. I wanted to play a game with him. You know?
That's okay, because you didn't meet any celebrities. All right, so we've got Mateo. Alejandro Alejandro, I love that. In our chat room says, once you got back into the real world, what was the biggest news that was the most astonishing to you that you got or heard of?
That Robin Williams died. I
know.
Joke stealer.
It was so sad. And honestly, I was like, Joan Rivers died, which, I mean, what? See, I didn't think she was going to be honest. That was really sad.
Yeah, Joan River, I mean, Robin Williams, God knows, I have always said, if I had a platform, mental illness is what I would love to bring attention to, because I don't think there was enough of that out there. So yeah, that was very shocking. Joan Rivers, it's like, oh my God, Joan Rivers is dead. That's shocking. She's like such an idol to everybody, but yeah. Wow with the Joan Rivers. Let me ask you this, Christine. Now, I like the Caleb. I do like the Caleb. I'm just wondering, I know that you kind of, you went right back home after the show. I know you didn't do the finale stuff, the finale party or whatever. Did you have any time to talk to Caleb? Or here, look, more specifically, is Caleb aware that he was edited as the village idiot? Or is he still stomping around like he's the king of this game? Like he was behind everything that happened. I'm Caleb. I'm running everything.
As far as I know, I'm pretty sure he still thinks he ran everything. And one of my favorite moments in the house was when Frankie came up to me and he was like, "You are never going to believe this. Caleb thinks it's his idea to put Amber up." And I was like, how did you do that? That's phenomenal. It's like we had planned that forever. And then Caleb thought about it. So that was awesome. It was I think he still thinks that he was a king of the castle. I don't know, maybe he'll watch it back.
To Caleb's credit, he was very loyal. And I mean, he's like a very loyal guy who, I don't remember if he was one of the people recruited. I don't think he really got a lot of what the game was about. So he's just kind of a loyal guy playing it loyal, and I get it.
Too loyal and too loud. He was telling everybody all the time what everyone just... You know, I'm waiting for the book to come out. I cannot wait for Eastwood Cowboy's book. I know he's got a book deal too.
He has a book?
Remember, he was saying he wouldn't be surprised if he got a book deal. I'm waiting for the announcement. Yeah.
Oh, Christine. I was going to say Christine might not have heard that.
Oh, okay.
After she got into Fury. Oh, yes, Christine. Caleb, aside, Tim and I talked about this. Aside from his like KFC restaurant that he owned and working at Lowe's and making the biscuits for KFC and all of his million jobs, he then was saying like restaurants will shut down for me when I walk in.
Oh yes.
I had all that stuff. I'm like, you were crazy.
He thought he was going to be the biggest thing on the plane. I really tried to help him come back to reality so he didn't get like majorly disappointed. I was like, Caleb, it's not going to be like that. It's like, we're Big Brother reality stars. We're not George Clooney. Like, it's going to be okay.
Exactly. So, well, whatever. Good luck, Caleb. Come on and talk. Come on and talk to us. A lot of people are asking, so I'm just going to say a lot of you. I don't know which one of you specifically now. Is there anything that Cody could have done to have gotten your vote to win?
You guys, seriously, in between commercial breaks, I was like, Frankie, Caleb, who are you voting for? Like, I was hyperventilating, and I made my decision while I was walking to the box. Because I got there, and I was thinking, if Derek's in the final two, no matter what, I'm voting for him, because I was amazed by how much he tricked me and stuff. And then, honestly, I liked Cody's answers better in the final two. And so I was like, you're right, Cody played us socially. He won a lot of competitions. That was the hardest decision I have ever made, because I sincerely thought both of them deserved it. And so at that point, I walked up to the box, and I was like, I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to go with Derek, like I said I was going to. And so Cody, I mean, it was this close to getting my vote. It was so close, I can't even tell you guys. But so he couldn't have done anything different, honestly.
I'll say this about Cody, because I know we did our show before the finale. We didn't really react to anything after. And really the only point I need to make about Cody, one, he did great speeches. I thought he had a chance with the answers he was giving us. He shut Frankie down. He was like, shut up, girl.
Yeah.
So sit back down, Frankie. I thought he was doing amazing on all of them. But at the end of the day, he let Victoria, when he let Victoria walk out, there went your $500,000.
Yep.
And I don't know how he's okay with it, but he seems that he is.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, and I'm going to be honest, I would take $500,000 over loyalty, so I'm impressed by that, because hell no, I would have never done that.
I don't know much I wouldn't take $500,000 over. If they were like, reach through the screen and just punch John and never allowed to talk to him again, $5,000, I'd be like, okay, bye, John.
Oh my God, absolutely. I'd punch myself.
Exactly. Nicole, let's see if this one's okay. I think it is. Nikki Cochran says, Christine, did you notice the pattern of Cody's closest allies leaving one by one? Example, Brittany, Amber, Zach, and then you.
That is wow, no. I didn't notice. That's a great point, you, Nicole girl. I really didn't realize that. And the stinky thing is I really wanted Amber to stay. I tried to get Nicole to get her to stay so that we could work as a three-girl thing. I tried to get Amber to stay last week. Nicole didn't want anything of it. But Zach, see, the thing is, Cody and Zach really weren't a thing the 2 weeks before Zach got voted out. They were not close like they were in the beginning, and they were getting tiffy and stuff, and they were getting mad at each other. So I guess that's very interesting that she says it. But there was a lot of people in between leaving that weren't allies with Cody, so I guess that's why I didn't realize it.
Zach slept the whole week that he left. We love Zach. I think Zach is a great player on this game. I believe we're having Zach on next week. So get ready for that. Zach, but I didn't want him, sorry Zach fans, to be the one to come back in the house. It seemed like once he knew he was going, he just rolled over and died and gave up in the game. So what do we need him back in the house for then? He's just going to roll over and die again. He
would have, yeah. I agree. Yep. Love him to...
Love that, Zach, but no. Christine, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, because I don't really know what they're talking about. But it's from one of our favorites, Steven, who I know would never ask a bad question. He says, did you get your job back?
My manager actually moved to a different city. And so if I moved to the city he moved to, I could get my job back. But as far as Tucson, my store has a whole different manager, so I didn't get it back.
Ah, well, there you go. If you're she's available, but I think she's going to be busy. She's going to be busy probably for a while. Oh, we're going to have to talk about Tucson, Arizona later when we're not on air. I have something to say. Yeah, something to say about that town.
We've got some remarks to make.
Yeah. Oh well, we'll talk about it later. Koala Girl 123 says, "Do you think things will be different at home, or will you just play?" Okay, sorry, I read it wrong. Whatever. It's a hater. What? It's a hater. What? Yes, Cody. Ha ha ha. It's totally funny. Okay, we already asked you what your reasoning was for not liking Johnny. Cody was going to go ahead. Go.
I forgot who asked it. I've been trying to find it. The questions and comments are going so fast on the website.
I know.
So I believe it might have been Michelle asked, do you think Jocasta was kind of fake crying when she couldn't play in the comp?
Oh, honestly, to me, no, I don't think it was fake. I don't think so. She cried hard a lot of times, and I actually never really thought about it. I would have never thought it was fake.
Were you surprised? Let's see if that one kind of locked. Okay, no, I think I can pull this one up. Yes, it didn't lock. Okay. Were you surprised from D. Schwomini again? Were you surprised how bitter Donnie and Jocasta were when they voted?
Surprised? Not at all. But wish that they weren't so bitter. At the round table, I was like, you guys, let's get over the bitterness. Seriously, if they thought, I mean, Cody did play a great game, so if they voted because Cody played the best game, that's awesome. Jocasta did sound very bitter with her comments. No, I'm not surprised at all. I assumed that was going to happen.
We have a ton question we've gotten a lot of as well is if you were in the final three, if you had made it to the end with Derek and Cody, who would you have brought along with you to the final two?
Here's the thing, if I was still in the house and I still thought Derek did nothing, I would have taken Derek because I thought he didn't do anything. And so I would have been sorely mistaken like I think Cody was. And then if I had realized Derek played everyone, I absolutely would have taken Cody. I couldn't have won either way. Everyone needed me. But
yeah, I think you could have made an argument. You would have been smart. I think you would have been able to make a good argument if you made it to the final two. Like, you obviously, we saw Cody could have. I think Derek obviously would have made a good argument. We saw, but there were some of them. Frankie would have. I don't think Caleb would have. I don't think, like, a Jocasta. Donnie would have been like, I'm not going to play Eeyore in the next Winnie the Pooh movie. If anybody can vote for me, that would be great. With my beard. Whatever. I don't like him. Okay, Jaded Peach, oh good, has a question for you guys, and it is, which house did you find to be more difficult, the BB-16 one or the jury one?
I mean, the friggin' jury house was amazing. I was partying in a mansion for a week and a half, so that was easy peasy lemon squeezy. And it showed them all hating me, but the second, like I said, that night we had a pool party and it was so fun. So that was a lot easier than the BB-16 house.
What? Another question. There's so many of you guys, I can't name all of the people who are asking it. What was your favorite moment from this season? What was your least favorite moment from this season? And I'm going to remove you, obviously, being, obviously voted out as your worst moment, unless you don't have another one. But go ahead. Best moment, worst moment.
Honestly, the best moment was when Nicole gave Zach the biggest wedgie I've ever seen in real life. It was unreal. It looked like a freaking cartoon how much underwear she got out of that man's pants. It was the best.
A lot. She just put like her whole head in it, right? And yeah.
Zach just laid over and took it. I think that's what the other part that was so funny of it. So that was absolutely my favorite moment. The worst moment? Jeez. I honestly can't really think of one. I guess I haven't really been thinking about that. I think when I got put up on the block with Nicole when Caleb did it, because that's when I really realized I was screwed. So that sucked.
It's kind of stupid a question for me to say, do you regret helping the guys win the, that veto challenge when you were handing off the bones? I think that was the veto challenge. Oh, B.O.B., right. Do you regret that, or do you wish that you didn't do it and then won? Dumb question, but go ahead.
I absolutely don't regret it because Donnie won for us and I was safe for the week. So I thanked him a million times over in the treehouse. Thank you, Donnie, for winning that. Two big guys couldn't beat you with finding these bones. That was unbelievable. But sorry, no, I don't regret it because, and honestly, so that time when we were under the cage and Caleb got the bone from my hands, legit, I actually wasn't handing that bone off. He took it out of my hands, like yanked it out of my hands. And so that was the one time I didn't hand it off to him. And so when Donnie was like, what happened to the bone? He legit took it from me. I didn't give it to him. I will say that I didn't know what I was going to do with it once I got to the board. I didn't know if I should put it in or not, but I didn't hand it to him that time, okay?
So then I'll say, Christine's done, I'll say, then I guess it was just creative editing that made it look like, maybe that was another moment that they were taking and switching things around for, is what I'll say, me on behalf of myself and nobody else.
I've got a question. I've got a question for Timothy.
Oh, yay!
Timothy.
Mm-hmm.
It's from Comedy Jonah on Twitter.
Oh, who's that?
I want to know, what do you think of reality TV so far, and would you do Amazing Race or Survivor Blood First Water with Christine?
I like reality TV.
Yeah?
It's entertaining as all get out. I think this season, like, I watched a little bit of Big Brother with her the last couple of seasons. Like, season 15 I saw the most of, and, like, best case, I saw, like, one episode a week, maybe, because I worked nights, so I was like I was never available to watch it. And I liked it, but I could never like keep up, because every third episode I would be, spending the entire length of the episode asking her what happened in the last two episodes. So by the time I'm caught up, that episode's over, and I don't see it for another, week. I would totally do Amazing Race with her. I would love that.
I see it.
See, it would be, because that's my kind of thing. If we get kicked off, we're still somewhere that's.
Yeah, you just go get a drink.
That's right. Yeah. And she, and to be honest, she convinced me to put in a video for next season, for BB17. I doubt that I'll get it, but
you heard it here, people. You heard it here first.
We're gonna.
We'll send an audition tape. We'll see what happens. But,
well,
yeah,
you might have a good chance if it's fans versus favorites allegedly. So that would be an interesting twist. So have to put Christine both on fans versus favorites. Yep, just saying, could happen next season. Could happen. I don't know if it's happening. With like 7 returning and 7 not. Anyway, so it could. I'm throwing that rumor out. I'm joking. Other people are like choking me on that. Go ahead, John. Did you have a question?
I do. We've got a crazy nut person in the chat room that I'm loving already. Will Kill is asking about Caleb, but I'm gonna edit the question a little bit because we all know Caleb didn't want to kill Amber. But what do you think of the whole Caleb just goo-goo-eyed with Amber? How was that right in front of you?
Oh before you answer, can I put my spin on it? What did you think of Caleb being a batshit crazy stalker? Go ahead.
I'm the softer version. He's the harder version.
Yeah, you're the softer. It was seriously like watching a soap opera. It was one of the most entertaining things I have ever been in contact with. So I was loving every second of it. And I feel bad for Caleb, but a lot of times, like, Zach or Frankie would interfere for fun and, like, say things here and there to make the soap opera more exciting for us. Yeah. And so, poor Caleb, he really liked her. And I felt bad for Amber, though, because she was like, what do I do? But I was like, dude, if this guy's in love with you and is going to take you to the final 2, you hop on that train and you ride it to the end.
That's your night, right? Like, you sit there and be like, you control him. Like, go right, go left. Control your night and let him win things for you.
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, John just made the intro. So, swear to God, one of these Mac things will not stop beeping, and I'm 2 seconds from throwing them across the room. I apologize if you hear that beeping noise. I've been trying to subtly ask someone to take them out of the room, but they're not listening.
Alrighty then.
Can't move. Sorry, technical live shows. That won't be in the edited one.
And as fans and as viewers have said, Eric's broadcasting from an abandoned Kinko's.
Bernie would love that joke. We love it.
I love it. It's a good old.
Yeah, I think Amber's problem was the problem of Donnie and even Nicole a little bit, and of all people that kind of fall out way too early that we do root for as fans is don't care. Like, don't play with your heart. Like, don't think it's so emotionally serious and, oh my God, I have to be the good person. I mean, sure, I'm glad you're a good person in life.
Yes.
I'm not saying don't be a good person in life. But when you're on the TV show, you kill everyone to win.
Yes, thank you. That is seriously like, I'm sorry, but I left my heart outside that door. And I was like, I will do anything to win $500,000. Maybe I was a little too ruthless. I don't know. I was trying to win money. Quite frankly, I don't care at this point. I tried to win money.
I hear you. Before I lived in this Kinko's, was a jerk poor for many years. And I disagree with what people say. I have yet to see a problem money can't solve.
Yes.
So, money might not buy you happiness, but it will solve all of your problems. Just start throwing money at them, and they'll go away. Trust me.
That's
and then
exactly
they'll be happy. That's what I say. Did you have another question from the chat room, John? No?
Someone's asking, and he's just been asking so many questions. Easton Giuliano is asking, what was the very first night like out for you?
Oh,
Out
brother.
back at home?
Just embracing, just your very first night. Do you know where you can see Tim? Did you embrace him? Did you make mad, passionate love?
I'm just gonna say we slept for 2 hours that night. We talked a lot. I mean, obviously we had a lot to catch up on, so
Yeah.
I didn't sleep. And we talked a lot, and we hung out, and good God, I hadn't seen him in 3 months, so it was nice.
Did you like Skype? Did you be like, hey, did you miss these? Burp, 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 nothing?
No, she is a good girl, John.
She's a good. See, everyone, I'm trying to get it out, but no, Christine's a good girl.
Yeah.
I'm waving my white flag.
Yeah. Speaking of you being a good girl, what I see a lot of people asking, and I know it can be a touchy subject, but I want to let you speak on it however you speak on it. A lot of people were saying you came in being very vocal about being a Christian and your religious beliefs and your values, and I hate to say it this way, but why didn't you make that your storyline? Why did you kind of steer away from being that as the way Jocasta, and maybe that is the reason why Jocasta took it over, we think she's the holy roller of the season. So did that kind of have something to do with it? I guess to answer my question, I'll shut up.
It was going so fast. I was like,
Sincerely, yes. Jocasta was obviously, she was a freaking minister. And so she was obviously the Christian person, so I was like, well, there goes my identity. I was like, guess I gotta find another one. That's honestly what I felt like. And I mean, Amber brought her Bible, Donnie brought her Bible, a ton of people had brought their Bible, so it was seemed like nothing in that house compared to usual when there's only one Christian. And so it was odd.
Yes.
So could you bring any other books, like a Danielle Steele book or something, and only the Bible? Only the Bible?
Only my holy Bible.
Only my holy Bible.
Unless that's your holy Bible, then make that a case.
Okay, thank you.
Here's the thing, everybody, and this is a perfect point of how I would play Big Brother. Or I'll say, I guess that you're going to be on that show a good month and a half ahead of time. I would invest all of that time in creating a fake Bible. And in that fake Bible, there would be all the things I need. I would have little codes. I would have things to remember. I don't know. I don't know what I would need to put in there, but I would figure out what I could put in my fake Bible to help me, win the game. I would have the codes with my family when they send me the letters. Although but they mix them up. They've gotten very good. They'll take like a paragraph from this letter, a paragraph from that letter. I mean, I guess that's what they do. I don't know for fact. I'm guessing. So they do that. And then yell over the wall. There was a lot of yelling over the wall this season. So what was your thoughts on that, Joker's updates?
That was so frustrating, honestly. That was frustrating. People yelled things about me, and that was when I knew I was a villain because they were yelling lies about me, and so I was like, crap, America hates me. They're sending people to lie. And I heard Derek's name a couple of times, but what they were saying is unclear. I'm assuming they were saying he's a cop, but he got lucky. He got lucky. But I hate those people. Let me play a game.
I don't like that. I don't like when the fans try and interfere with the game that way. Unless I was playing, then interfere away and help me.
And we didn't see any drones or anything with cameras flying around the backyard. No.
I wish.
I heard some gossip somewhere about that. I don't remember where. We've got Erica at CKS Princess is asking, what are your thoughts on Skittlesgate as a fan? And there it is right there.
What
are your thoughts on Skittlesgate? Do you even know about? Do you know what Skittlesgate is? Let's start with that.
Oh
my God, Tim, you have failed.
My God. Tim.
Failed. Tim, get off the camera. Go. No. Apparently, oh God, and this involves remembering.
I know, right?
No.
So when they picked, go ahead, Eric.
I forget what week it was, but it was definitely Caleb, Cody, Zach, right? When they, no, you were there. You were part of it.
What do you mean? What are my thoughts on? Why is it called Skittlesgate? That's hilarious.
Because you Skittles
picked Skittles to decide who was going to be nominated.
Oh yeah, that was it was really stupid, but there's no way in heck I was gonna volunteer like Caleb had 3 times. I mean, he lectured us. He's like, I volunteered 3 times for this alliance, and I was like, yeah, we're fully aware you have, and none of us are going to do that. So, Caleb, go for it. But I was so mad. But honestly, it worked out for my favor because then I was safe, and Zach was the only one who didn't get picked, and he put up the biggest stink. So, thank goodness it worked out. So it's hard to say, that was stupid when I was safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of liked it. It gave us a little bit of drama. There was everyone latched on to it. We're like, oh my God, Skittlesgate. We got to finally have drama this season with the Skittlesgate. And then I'm sorry, anybody can disagree all they want. Donnie did not come up with that line. That was fans and brother on the internet. Everybody was telling Donnie when it was time for him to vote, or it was the biggest buzz. Everyone was like, we hope Donnie goes up there and was like, oh, I decided on who I was voting by way of picking Skittles, and then put the thing in. And then that's kind of what he came up with.
Yeah.
It is. Yes, I see. Was I mean to Jocasta? We're getting a lot of I was not mean to Jocasta. I love Jocasta and hope she comes on. Cracked me up all season. I don't know when I was mean to Jocasta. Anyway, who do you plan from Redheaded Michelle? Who do you plan on keeping touch with from your cast?
Probably, honestly, the main people, Frankie, Hayden, Nicole, Zach, and Cody, probably. Those are the people that I became friends with.
That's your core.
That's my core. Who knows? Maybe someone else will pop up that I didn't expect. But those seem to be the people that I'll keep in touch with.
I think, I always think Jury has a bond that, unfortunately, the first 4 out, never going to have. And I really hope Frankie, too, you guys all knew him before you knew who he was. And I think it must be hard for him to go through life always thinking people are just stepping over him for his sister. I'm kind of surprised. Maybe he is, I don't know. But I'm just surprised he's not valuing all of your friendships more than it seems like he is on social media. But then, as if social media is
Yeah.
but whatever.
No, yeah, social media definitely isn't portraying who's still keeping in contact and who's friends and stuff. Because, like, I was texting Frankie, Nicole, and Hayden last night. You know, we were talking about Tim and fun stuff. So, and then on social media, I don't really have any contact with them. But and people are still friends. It's nice. And you're right. The jury house, you create a bond that you just can't undo, and that none of the other house guests have that weren't in the jury house.
I'll give you a little, well, I mean, this isn't that big of a jerk because it doesn't really matter, but fun fact, I think we're far enough out. I heard one season's cast, and I won't say who it is, when they were in the jury house, they forgot to unhook the TV from the pool house, so they were able to sneak out at night and watch the show.
You're kidding me.
Oh.
I'll say it was a season before 10, though, so it wasn't any of the last 6 seasons. It was a season before 10, but I know that happened for a fact, which is very interesting. Now, did either of you, because I don't really care for him, I don't think he cared for you during the season, Christine, but it is kind of a hot Big Brother topic at the moment. Have you guys heard the evil Dick news today that he kind of came forth with? Oh, you did? Okay, so then I'll tell everyone who doesn't know. He kind of came out and said the reason he left Big Brother on his season was because he found out that he had HIV, and he's been living with HIV all this time, and he talks about it on the couples therapy show tonight, and he just wanted to put it out there and thought it was a good, platform to put out something positive. So what are your thoughts on this evil Dick coming out news?
You know what's crazy is I had been hearing that rumor for like a couple years now. I heard that, so it wasn't that shocked. I wasn't that shocked. But I'm glad he's talking about it. I hope that he uses it to maybe encourage other people that are HIV positive and use it as a full platform. And I think that's cool that he came out with it. And I hope he uses it really well.
I hope he does too. I mean, I'll never understand why Evil Dick has to focus on the negative. I get that's his thing. I feel like he's very anti-women, anti-gay. I just wish he didn't do that. He loves kids. He supports charity. He does a lot of great things too. But I don't understand why it always has to be the flip side of either. I'm a huge hypocrite. I get hypocrites. Why do you gotta be a hypocrite?
I know, right?
I get being a hypocrite. Why do you gotta be nasty hypocrite for? So I know that we kind of need to let you guys go, but what are your final thoughts? Is there anything that you guys want to say to fans? Any message that you guys want to give your fans, the people that love you both? Because that's what I want to say too. You probably already know Tim was such an important part of the season in a way. He did all of these videos, I'm sure you know. It was almost like he was playing along with you and was such a support for you outside of the house while you were in that house, which is kind of why I love that you're both on together, because it was like you were in a way a little unit. So what do you both have to say to all of your fans? Because there are tons of people out there who love both of you.
Seriously, thank you to all the fans. Reading what they say has made more of a difference than they'll ever know. And thank you so much. And, our life is our life at this point, and we'll share as much as we want to with everybody. We love each other, and we're just going to go through life together as a young married couple. What do you think?
I want to say thanks to everybody, too. Obviously, I had, dealing with hate issues. That was really exciting. But to the people who were positive and supported me when Christine was in the house, those people, their help has been invaluable. And I still am talking to people who were huge supporters of Christine and I during the season, and I hope that we keep in contact with them still.
Okay, we said nothing's off limits, but you have to answer it. I know that you talked about it when you were on with us, Tim, about your big surprise to Christine, about your sobriety and what was your reaction to that, Christine?
Honestly, he's the strongest man I've ever met. And so when he told me that, I was like, absolutely you can do, like, that's awesome. I knew you could do that. And so I am so grateful, and I am beyond happy for him, and I'm so proud of him. That's amazing, and that's really cool.
Did I tell you at the finale party?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't like we had only seen each other for a little bit, and I couldn't like hold it in for like a dramatic reveal. I just like I'm pretty sure we were surrounded by like 200 people, and I just like said it.
And I was like, oh.
What?
And tell the people who don't know, Tim, what you did to Cody the first moment you kind of met him on finale night.
It was weird, but what sucks is we were kind of like leaving a room and he was like walking in, and so we kind of like made eye contact like for like a second. I like hugged him. He kind of like said a couple words to me, which were nice, and then I like held him at like arm's distance. And I said that I promised 20,000 people I would do this, and I kind of just like petted his hair a little bit, and then we just kind of did a little quick hug and kept going because we were like kind of in a rush. It was really funny, but people were like really wanting me to do that on Twitter, so I was like, I kind of have to.
You did have to. I loved it. I thought it was hysterical. John, any final question that you have? Anything you're seeing from the chat room? Last, anything for Tim and Christine before we let them go?
I just got back. My
okay, no. I meant from you. From you to go now. No, what about from you, John? Then from you. What is your last final thoughts for Tim and Christine?
Well, you know, Christine, I know that I've watched Big Brother, for many, many seasons. And, we all look at, like, Dan Giesling, who has done this terrific job of being, like, a super Big Brother house guest. Now we have Derek. What are your thoughts as far as maybe their gameplay, who kind of did what better a little bit? I mean, Derek was never on the block.
Well, John, Dan is not really the greatest player ever, and his game's really bad. I agree, Christine. I totally agree. Oh, my God. Okay, go ahead, Christine. You can answer.
I think, honestly, Derek is probably my favorite player at this point. I'm so happy that I got to play with one of the best now. That is so cool. Yeah. He was never on the block, and I was never going to put him on the block. And, like, I know he convinced me never to, so I'm really impressed with him, and I'm very happy that he won.
Yeah, I'm very happy that he won, too, if he comes on our show. Otherwise, I'm about to start hate tweeting. So, and burn my Team Derek shirt. That I help sell for you. So, Christine, my final question for you is kind of two-part-ish. Would you ever go back on to Big Brother? Nope, just a one-part question. See why I have no memory? I don't know if it was like BOBs. Well, I thought I had a two-part question, and I already forgot it. So, would you ever go back on to Big Brother if you were asked again?
Yeah, I would go back in a heartbeat, hands down, and I would know what to do differently this time.
Oh, there you go. Mm-hmm.
It would be hard, though, honestly, because when you go in there for the first time, you have this false trust, this blind trust in people. But if I ever went in that house again, I don't think I could ever trust a human being, ever. So it would be a lot harder to do it again.
You could probably, which I'm letting you know, you could probably trust people from your season. Yeah. Like, if it was an All-Stars, I would think seasons would want to work together is probably a really good chance, stick together. But yeah, that was my follow-up. So you would play it differently. You would play it more aggressively if you had to do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would have fun.
Definitely. And you would bring Tim along.
Oh, yeah.
We would play together.
Okay, well, Christine, Tim, tell the guys one more time where they can find you on Twitter, your YouTube channel, and any final thoughts you have for them.
You can find me on Steen Stinks on Twitter, and then my Instagram is Christine Brecht. I love all my fans. I will never be able to thank them enough. And I also want to say thank you to the people who hated me on the show and are giving me a second chance. Thank you. So, go ahead.
Yeah, you can follow me at Tim Stinks. My Instagram, if you find her Instagram, you'll find my Instagram at some point. Yeah, we'll have videos put up at youtube.com/TimandSteen. We're going to wait a couple of weeks before we put something up so that we're not just like throwing up something that's kind of boring. So that'll be something cool. Look for another like probably 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks probably.
You need some stuff to music, Tim. You need some stuff to music. John, tell the people where they can find you.
Oh my gosh, this was so much fun chatting with you guys. You can follow me at Comedy Jonah on Twitter.
And your show with Glammy.
Oh yeah, that little old thing, that show online. We're supposed to do our Bravo show. We do a Bravo show called Tea Time with Glammy and Jonah or John. But I went to the dentist today and I actually tweeted out a picture of me in the chair, and so my mouth's a little the worst still.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
know.
that's a great story. So John's Bravo shows are on Wednesdays, right, John?
On Wednesdays, yes.
Wednesdays at 3?
No.
2?
Yep.
Can I hear 1? Great. So check those out if you are a Bravo fan. And of course, you can see all of our Big Brother content over at yourrealityrecaps.com/BB16. Thank you so much, Tim. Thank you, Christine. We love you guys.
Yeah.
We hope that you will come back on again. Love. Oh, don't do that. Frankie does that. No, I'm kidding. Everybody.